This video is sponsored by Bityard. With over 400 cryptocurrencies to choose from on their spot exchange, dozens of USDT pairs for futures trading, perpetual coin futures, trade commodities like gold, silver and oil, Forex, and major indices like Nasdaq. You can buy crypto from Bityard with over 50 different fiat currencies using Visa, MasterCard, Google or Apple Pay. If you like, you can use their copy trade facility, follow other traders who will execute trades on your behalf, or become a copy trader yourself. So if you want a bit of that, click the link in the description. Hello everybody, welcome back. So we're going to look at VRA just very briefly because there's not an enormous amount to say, but it was the last addition to my portfolio. I bought more of this now. If anyone was around, watching me in the previous, last year basically after that big dump, this was one of the coins that I was interested in picking up once the consolidation was over, and I actually managed to pick it up at the absolute bottom. And it wasn't because I looked at this and said this is where the bottom's going to be. Buy. It wasn't because of that, it was because there was like a delayed fuse on this one. There was 3 small cap shit coins. I know they're not shit coins, I just call them that for fun. I bought them, so give me a break. But there was 3 coins. There was OMI, VRA and BITRUE that I was interested in. Watching it all come down, I was saying, look, I'm going to pull the trigger on these 3, but I need to be sure that the downtrend is finished because they carry enormous risk. So the downtrend finished across the board for the overall market, and the first thing to launch was BITRUE, and it actually went bonkers. It went berserk. It went up several 100%. Basically, it had to come back down again before I ended up buying it. So it actually launched way beyond all the others first. That's actually done a little bit like that recently, so it's actually performed in the same kind of way. OMI, slow burn. It was okay. It was alright the way it moved. Consistently moving up bit by bit. Nothing too fast, but generally consistent. But VRA basically hadn't moved, and I thought, look, to be honest, the market seems okay. Alright, now I'm going to take a risk on this one, given the reaction we've seen from BITRUE and all these others. I'm going to give it a go. So I bought it more or less at this 50 weekly moving average, and lo and behold, it went up, taking profit each time using the Bitcoin pair as my main trading pair. So just basically making Bitcoin out of it. So it was just a way to earn Bitcoin, really. So it was doing quite well. Took some around here, and I let the rest ride. Now it's time for me to think about buying some of this back. So on the stream the other day, not that I don't run a signals group, but somebody did ask me, what is it? What would you suggest? And I say, look, I'm no financial advisor. I'm not suggesting anything, but the last thing I bought myself is VRA, and for those reasons alone. So we look at it with its Bitcoin pair, pretty much the same chart as the Tether pair, and there's one thing that you can take to the bank for the moment. We've got low, higher low, higher low, high, higher high. So technically that is an uptrend. Technically is still an uptrend. Right, doesn't look like one not right now, because we've come all the way down below all these major moving averages, and we could easily break down below 5,000 sats, but for the moment it hasn't, so it still maintains its higher high and higher low structure. Now remember, I'm talking about the market as a whole and basing the entire most of my trades now on the overall market, well, altcoin trades based on the overall market. So we've broken out now. This is total market 3, so total 3, which is excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, so just all the other coins lumped together for their market caps. And look, we broke out of the descending trend. That's fine. We could go into a period of accumulation, or we could go straight up. If we go to the 4 hourly though, we're going from strength to strength. So we broke out, we've started to diverge with all our moving averages. They're in the perfect spread, including the golden cross over here. So it actually looks really good, and it's going from strength to strength. Now look at this. That is a nice looking chart. That's what you want to see. If we move VRA back to its tether pair, and put that on the 4 hourly, we don't have that. We really don't have that. We could have the makings of that. So we've got divergences on these time frames. No golden cross yet. We're above the cloud. Look, it could be the same as previous, which was that there was a delayed fuse before this one actually started to launch, giving me the ability to effectively buy the bottom by default. So that's what I've tried to do again this time. I'm not saying that I've done it. I did it last time, worked out really well. I'm going to try and do it again, applying the same kind of analysis over this, which is that the market generally looks like it wants to go up, even if it's just for a short period of time. Maybe, like I say, a few weeks to 2 to 6 weeks potentially of upside across the board, led by Bitcoin, followed by altcoins. And this one again, you know, has higher highs and higher lows on the weekly, so it's not a great looking chart. If we think about what we see when we go into a daily here, yeah, similar to the altcoin dominance chart, the altcoin market chart, we've got, you know, resistance, 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 and a breakout. 200 exponential, massive rejection from there, and effectively looks like it could be, to be honest with you, that would normally look like a redistribution, you know, because essentially we're consolidating once again. We broke out of that, and it's the Bollinger Bands are pinching very, very tightly, suggesting that there is likely to be some big move take place shortly. You know, volatility is pending. Depends on which way it wants to go, clearly. I favour the up, obviously, which is why, like I say, I'm making this video. So I bought around the 2 cent zone, effectively the 5,000 sat zone, 2 levels of support, one on Tether, one on Bitcoin. They both looked reasonably strong, but again, it's all about the risk to reward. When it comes to coins like this, even though it's VRA and even though it's retraced what is probably about 70% or so from its peak to that wick down there, 82% to the wick, about 77% from there, that's quite a retracement. It can obviously go down more. The previous one was an 86% retracement, so a little bit more than that. So actually, when you look at this, you know, it's actually held together better than it did on this last run. So higher highs, higher lows. Market seems okay at a reasonable level of support. You know, 2 cent, which was 5,000 sats. Look, it's all about risk to reward. I like it. I'm prepared to leave this to run. And this last run took about what, 3 months? Over 3 months, 4 months. What was that from its peak to its? So yeah, there's about 3 months, and then the uptrend after that from its low to its high took about 3 months really. So obviously we're not looking for this to moon instantly, and it may not moon based on everything that I've explained, market and the Bitcoin and all these other things that I've been speaking about. Between now and maybe the end of next month, we should be looking for some tasty upside. But same as the way I traded it last time, I sold on the way up to Bitcoin. It doesn't matter if you sell to Bitcoin or Tether, I just like to accumulate as many Bitcoins as possible, you see. So I'll be doing the same thing again here, taking profit on the way up at significant levels of resistance based on its Bitcoin pair. So obviously I'm in the trade now, so I'm probably going to be making more videos on VRA. Yeah, I thought I'd bring it to your attention. VRA is back in. We're back in business. We're got to be in it to win it. You got to risk a penny to make a pound. We'll see where we go from there. But again, you know, no particular setup on this chart. It's the market that is given the setup, and the market is the reason that I've taken this position, based on horizontal support levels on both Bitcoin and Tether pairing, and the market giving the overall vibe that it's going to go up. And again, that's the market overall. Small caps will probably launch way more if the market's healthy. Bitcoin looks like it's strong and will lead the charge. Anything is technically possible. It's the market as a whole which looks like it wants to go up. So there will be some unfortunate events where maybe VRA won't go up, you know. Not every altcoin is created equal. Doesn't necessarily mean that every altcoin will be traded. There's always new kids on the block that seem to gobble up all the cash. It's whatever the TikTokers like to promote, generally speaking. But there you go. That's your analysis for VRA. Less to do with the chart, unless we're talking horizontals, and more to do with the overall market. Definitely looking like it wants to do something, even just if it's just for the short term, which it probably will be, but between now and through into April. Right, I'll leave you there, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.